Good morning and happy Monday. Happy very cold Monday. If you haven't stepped out, maybe don't do so. If the dogs have to go out, I can guarantee you they will not be out there long. We have this cold snap in several areas across the country. We should just be happy we're not in the eastern part of the United States, as they are going to get blanketed with snow. But right here, when you get in your car, it will try to rev itself up. I hope you didn't have to park outside. If you do, you're going to have to let that warm up while you're inside the car. Do not leave the car. This is when we used to talk about people getting their cars stolen because they would try to warm it up and then leave or go to a gas station and let it sit there and warm up. Don't do that, please. Trying to protect you. But yes, I left the house and it was 2 degrees. The actual temperature was 2 degrees. It's going to be a cold one. Now, we're hoping to see a ton of you on today because I think a lot of you might be nice and toasty and warm in your homes. Stay there, maybe for the next few days if you can, because it's going to be cold. We're going to talk about that in our What the Weather segment with our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. We're going to get into remembering Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and all the events taking place. We'll be dropping in links for you to find out where you can go to honor him. Of course, today is the big Inauguration Day, and we've got a local tie to that, by the way. We'll be talking about warming centers, also some tips to keep those pipes okay at your home. You do not want a costly repair with frozen pipes. We've got a fun kicker story that has to do with my dog, if you haven't seen that circulating on the internet. And wow, an incredible story about an 11-year-old Girl Scout out of Virginia. Something she learned in Girl Scouts that she had to quickly use on her father. All of that coming up for you, and a preview of the big NFL games on tap next weekend after the wins yesterday. So it's going to be a fun show. And then we get into talking about Black History Month from an artistic standpoint. We've got 3 guests today that will preview the arts, design, fashion, accessories. It's going to be a lot of fun. All of this in the next hour here on The Real Monica Adams Show. So all of you that are signing on, good morning to you. Watching you on your TV on YouTube. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. Sean, as well as Linda, Jennifer, Linda, Tony, Kathleen, all signing on very early. Do us a favor, make sure that you click follow or subscribe. Some people think they have been, but then they realize, oh my gosh, that's why I'm not getting notified. Facebook, YouTube, and X. Those are the platforms we're on right now. Tell your friends, start texting them. Let's start getting those numbers up. And I've got a challenge for you for another 500 followers. And then we've got a big giveaway when we hit our next 1,000, 28,000 on Facebook. But I'd like to see those numbers come up on YouTube and X and Rumble and Instagram. So tell people that are not on Facebook where they can watch the show. All right, let's get into the first part, which is how unbelievably cold it is in our What the Weather segment.
Good afternoon and welcome back into this new More Weather Forecast video. Have a great day, St. Louis. Stay prepared out there.
That's right. Stay prepared, and we'll be preparing your homes for how cold it is. First of all, let's say good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was wonderful and warmer than it is today. Have you stepped outside?
No, but I know it is very cold from looking at the temperatures.
Oh my good. Okay, just go out there and then come right back in. Yeah, I left this morning. It was 2 degrees, but it's the wind chill that's making it really cold. So this is when we talk about how dangerous it can be. No snow though. I mean, that's a good thing. If we had snow with the cold temperatures, it would be even worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It would be even colder.
Yeah, and again, right smack in your face. But plain and simple, this is when we're talking about how dangerous it can be. I mentioned some snow coming for the eastern part of the United States. Not here, so that's the good news. All right, Beckett, break it down for us because, again, we're waiting to see when the temperatures are going to start coming up again. I don't think it's going to be, what, for the next few days?
We're going to have to wait for a few days here, but looking at the current conditions right now here in St. Louis, 5 degrees. I think this last night was the coldest air of the season, and we could break that tonight as we get even colder. towards tomorrow morning with a dew point -6. Looking out over Forest Park there at the boathouse, sun is just coming up right now. Now, looking at Washington, D.C. as well, where it's not only Martin Luther King Day, it's also Inauguration Day as well. It's 25 there, so a little bit warmer, but it's going to get colder throughout the day. And the wind chill around inauguration time is going to be around 10 degrees, which they actually moved the inauguration inside, which is the first time since Ronald Reagan in 1985. So pretty historic little weather moment right there. And then looking at the hour-by-hour forecast for St. Louis, as we head into midday, we're going to rise up into the teens, getting into the upper teens by 1 p.m., but that's it. We're really only going to get around 20 today, so a very cold day. If you don't have to go outside, don't. And remember, during this cold weather, you want to protect the 3 Ps, people, pets, and your pipes. Now, looking at tonight's forecast, 5 p.m., 18, and then by 10 p.m. getting back down into the lower teens with some clouds moving in. And then lastly, our 7-day forecast, again, 20 as our high today, mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow getting even colder, a low of 4 tonight. So it's going to be very chilly getting out the door tomorrow morning with sunny skies. We get some cloud cover moving in Wednesday and Thursday, and also temperatures rising back up into the 30s. And then we're back near average towards the weekend, even above average by Saturday. So we just got to get through these 2 days, then it's going to be more manageable cold.
Yeah, I mean, again, jumping from single digits or the teens and then getting into 30s and 40s is going to feel like a heat wave. I like that. People, pets, and your pipes, the 3 Ps. And yes, he already stole one of my news stories talking about the movement of the inauguration inside. We'll talk about that as well. Your family will be watching the inauguration today, nice and toasty inside?
On it. Yes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Beckett. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm, and we'll see you when it gets a little bit warmer on Friday.
You too. See you then.
All right, that is Beckett Moore. Follow him, by the way, on X and on YouTube. And a lot of you say that he is your meteorologist, that he is the most trusted and one of the most accurate. All of you that are signing on, good morning, Suzanne, Kathleen, Sindra, and I saw Sean said, good morning, go Buckeyes, beat the Fighting Irish. Fantastic. So thank you to Tia Tricamo. She is your moderator today, dropping in all the information that you need. Let's stay with the information about the cold weather and give you some preparation for that. First of all, remember to go to our friends heatupstlouis.org. They are taking care of all of those in the area. Remember, we did our show with them just a couple of weeks ago. They are also telling you about warming shelters that opened up in St. Charles County, as well as Lincoln County, Warren County, all of those opening up on Saturday and Sunday. These organizations are a part of the Emergency Weather Response Pro, and you can call 636-344-0177 if you need overnight shelter in any of the counties that I mentioned. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services website also lists warming shelters for the entire St. Louis region. Let's take care of our community. Now, we just mentioned taking care of people, so check on the elderly. Pets, bring them indoors if they absolutely, positively have to be outside. Make sure they have something warm to be underneath. Make sure there's hay and that they have water. You keep checking that so that it is not frozen. If you have not done this, let me give you some information from our area plumbers of what to do with your pipes outside and what you should do inside with regards to opening up those cabinet doors, keeping that area as warm as possible. And if it's the bathroom that is facing the outside wall towards your outside pipes, make sure there's a slow little trickle. That all will help to prevent those pipes from bursting. You do not want that to happen, especially if you're away from home. And then all of a sudden you've got that water everywhere. That can be an extremely costly bill. So just a heads up, all of that as we get into these bitterly cold days over the next few days. All right, today is a big day. It is Inauguration Day for our 47th president. It is the transfer of power from President Joe Biden to President Donald J. Trump. And the inauguration ceremonies, by the way, will begin at 11 a.m. our time. Let's break it all down for you. Several things that are happening today. If you want to watch, you can watch on any of the major networks, and then, of course, on your tablets and on your laptops, etc. All right, let's go. Let's break it down for you. Today is Inauguration Day. After weeks of preparation, the day's events are all in place, though some last-minute changes were made. As you just heard Beckett say, because of how cold it is, they are moving toward the D.C. region, shifting ceremonies inside. The weather forecast with the wind chill factor could take temperatures into severe record lows. And President Trump said, I don't want to see people hurt or injured in any way. So he ordered the inauguration address, in addition to prayers and other speeches, to be delivered in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, as it was, you just heard, back in 1985 with Ronald Reagan. So right around 9:30 this morning, there will be live music and opening remarks beginning. Carrie Underwood's performance of America the Beautiful, that occurs before Trump's swearing in. They'll actually start at they started probably about an hour or so ago doing the security sweeps, etc. About 10 a.m., the official guests will begin arriving. At 11:30, those with tickets should arrive. And then at noon, in line with the Constitution's assertion that the transfer of power happens at exactly noon Eastern Time on January 20th, Trump will take the presidential oath during the swearing-in ceremony. A little after noon, the official farewell and a ceremonial departure of the former president and vice president. Typically, they leave in a helicopter. Then comes the president's signing room ceremony, during which the president, accompanied by aides and members of Congress, heads to the president's room off of the Senate chamber, signs the nominations, the memorandums, the proclamations, and executive orders. It will be interesting to follow up on that tomorrow, of how many executive orders go into place. And then after lunch at 3 p.m., the presidential parade will kick off, previously again scheduled to take place on Pennsylvania Avenue and proceed to the White House, moved inside though because of the cold weather. So that will include military regiments, citizens groups, marching bands, and floats. And then Trump will return to the White House for the Oval Office signing ceremony to perform an inaugural signing. And then finally, Trump will attend and deliver remarks at 3 separate balls: the Commander-in-Chief Ball, the Liberty Inaugural Ball, and the Starlight Ball. From a fashion standpoint, I am very much looking forward to seeing what Melania Trump is wearing, because back in 2017, that gorgeous blue that she had on, it was absolutely stunning. I mean, she is a model after all, and very into fashion, which we're going to talk about fashion later today. So it'll be interesting to see. There is a local tie, by the way, to one of those balls. Our own Nelly will be performing. But he's getting criticism. I heard remarks on a show, it was either a radio show or a podcast that he was on, criticizing him for performing. And he said, and I quote, "I live in one of the greatest countries of all time, and I am honored to do so." He said, in fact, it is an honor to perform no matter who the president is being sworn in. So congratulations to you, Nelly, and thank you so much for speaking out about that. Looking forward to seeing all of that later today. All right, for the first time in U.S. history, a president-elect will also welcome foreign leaders for one of the most American political traditions, the peaceful transfer of power. He has invited the Chinese president, the Argentine president, and the Italian premier. No heads of states have previously made an official visit to the U.S. for the inauguration. We will also today honor Martin Luther King Jr., and there are many events all across the world, obviously, but many right here in our area. I did give a link to Tia that she'll drop in for you of where you can observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day, observed annually on the third Monday of January, honoring the life and the legacy of Dr. King, a key activist in the American civil rights movement. He advocated for a more equitable society through nonviolent protest, and MLK Day is a call to action to honor his vision through acts of community service and reflect on his commitment to justice and equality. In and around St. Louis, several events will be taking place and engaging with the community, including at City Hall, and there is a march taking place. Several businesses, by the way, are closed today, including the post office and banks. Okay, so TikTok was banned, and then it came back. So now what is going to happen with TikTok? Well, it's kind of in limbo. However, right now, ByteDance and TikTok are thanking the incoming president, Donald Trump, for saving TikTok. Frankly, he said, we have no choice. We have to save it. That's what he said at a rally on Sunday ahead of his inauguration. It will seek a joint venture to restore the short video sharing app used by 170 million Americans. And in a message to users hours before the rally, TikTok said as a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S. He will issue the executive order today, President Trump, expanding time before TikTok, the law, affects. And he says he wants 50% American ownership. 2 Republican senators oppose the temporary reprieve. So again, still in limbo. Will be very interesting to see what happens. All right, now we get to some of the fun stories. We're going to tell you about a couple of things. One, just a remarkable story about a 11-year-old Girl Scout out of Virginia. Get this. She had just days before learned CPR. Did she think she would have to use it so quickly? And use it on someone so unbelievably close to her. Look at this story. This is the 11-year-old girl. She was in Virginia learning from her Girl Scouts how to do CPR. She never thought she'd be using the skills, though, less than 2 weeks later on her own father. Clinton Caraway said he's truly grateful to be alive after having a massive heart attack in November. He had multiple blockages, including an artery that was 100% blocked. But fortunately, his 11-year-old daughter, Veda Carawan, was there when he collapsed. She immediately dialed 911, connected with the dispatcher, told the dispatcher that her father had fallen backwards, and the 11-year-old then began performing chest compressions on her dad. She had learned CPR literally just 11 days earlier through a Girl Scouts training course that he drove her to. She didn't think she would need to use it so soon, but how incredible. So yes, if you've never learned CPR, the very first thing you do is you call 911, and then they start to take you through checking the vital signs, checking the breathing, giving rescue breaths, performing CPR, turning on the side. So many things have changed, though, in what we've learned in CPR over the years. So it'd be interesting, by the way, for you to brush up on it. But way to go, again, Veda, for saving the life of your father, Clinton. I love the comments and the thumbs up and the likes and the loves that are coming in. Thought you would enjoy that story, and just amazing what the Girl Scouts. I was a pixie and a brownie and a Girl Scout, and we learned so many remarkable things. Cannot imagine, though, learning CPR and having to use that on my mom or my dad so quickly. So way to go. And then this one, I put this video out there on my social media pages, and so many people were commenting and cracking up. This happened at my home.
What happened, buddy? You look like Silence of the Lambs. Opus, what happened? Trust. I got it. Come here. I got it for you. Okay, come here and let me help you. What did you do? Come here. You did it. I didn't do it. Opus, is this? What did your brother do? I don't know, huh?
I mean, come
Did you
on.
get it off? Oh,
Look at that.
And I look like a sailor. What did you do? I don't know.
He looks
kid.
like a
What
sailor.
did you do here? Can I help you? Oh, you got it off. There you go. Now you're naked.
All right. Folks, this was real. A lot of these things that are on TikTok and Instagram, you wonder if somebody actually set that up. No, they all had bandanas on because I groomed all of them over the weekend myself. I don't want to do that again. I'll turn that over to Yuppie Puppies Pet Spa moving forward. But they all had bandanas on, and then all of a sudden, somehow, his flipped up over the top of his face, and he started freaking out. And I had to, of course, just like any good parent, I had to video it and take care of him. But he wouldn't come to me because he was freaking out. So many people said that is so indicative of a Shiba Inu. I've had 3. Never, ever has that happened to any of mine before. Silly things that happen to our animals, and that's what we love. I could watch dog videos all day long. I'm glad that mine was able to provide laughter and happiness to all of you. So yes, you can go back and watch that over and over and over again. All right, in sports news, before we get into our fashion topic of the day, did you watch any of the NFL games yesterday? Boy, they were snowy. One of them was almost a complete whiteout, and that was the one with the LA Rams. They lost, by the way. LA will not be moving forward. And again, I'm surprised that they didn't injure themselves. I just always was like, I can't believe that they're playing in this. The Rams lost to the Eagles 28-22. The Bills beat the Ravens 27-25 and will face the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. So again, the Commanders will play the Eagles Sunday at 2 p.m. The Chiefs will play the Bills, and that will be at 5:30. Come on, Kansas City. Lisa Frumhoff said, congratulations, Nellie, for the honor of performing today, right? Way to represent represent U City Schools right here in St. Louis. Of course, video and then take care. Exactly. It's just like put on your mask, then take care of those. Well, he had on his mask. I couldn't flip it off. All right. Remember, we love to be interactive. So make any comments and questions on the pages. If you're on my personal page watching throughout the week, you're not on it today because when we're here in studio, it's only on my business page on X and on YouTube. But on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when we go on my personal page, make sure to tell your friends and family not to comment on there because it doesn't come into me live, unfortunately. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Start telling everybody that love fashion or want to honor Black History Month to tune in. We've got 3 guests today. We're going to be talking with Yoro Newson, as well as Ty Davis and Jasmine Stocking Brown. All designers, all doing incredible things in the fashion side of St. Louis. We're going to talk with all of them. They'll be in the blue chair when we return. Hi there, I'm Monica Adams, and welcome to my set of The Real Monica Adams Show. We started this over a year ago, and one of the main things that we've never wavered from is the mission of positivity. We need more of that in the world. I have been a long-time news anchor in television and radio, and unfortunately, I woke you up with the negative news, and I said, no longer. You feel the same way? Well, why don't you come join our team? Be a part of the mission. We have several segments that we have customized for sponsors over the last year. One of those, all having to do with positivity and animals, positive talk time. We have Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. Our What the Weather segment is actually with an aspiring meteorologist, so we're all about furthering his education. You could sponsor that, as well as Friendship Fridays, fitness and motivation. We can customize something for you. What matters is that you align with our mission: positivity, optimism, hope, light, no negativity, what the world needs more of. Why don't we join forces? Email me, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Trust me when I tell you, your business will have the same type of growth that we have had. Thousands upon thousands are coming to our page every day and wanting more of this to wake up their day. Let's have that same growth for your business. Again, reach out to me. Let's join teams. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Welcome back. It is the Real Monica Adams Show, and we are excited to get into our segment of the day. If you love fashion like I do, you love the arts like I do, and you love the fact that we have local designers doing great things, then today is the show for you. All right, I'm going to go back, though, and talk about this beautiful lady to my right and the fact that we've actually met before. We talked about this on air. Let me introduce. We actually are going to have 3 guests today. We're starting off with Yoro Newson, as well as Jasmine Stocking. Thank you for coming in, ladies.
You're welcome. Thanks you for having us.
Nice to meet you, but she and I have met before.
Yeah, nice to meet
and
you,
then
too.
We're also going to have Ty Davis. He will be joining us as well in just a little bit. So let's go back to my Fox 2 days.
Let's go back.
You told me this story on the phone. Have you heard this?
No, I have
okay,
not.
it's hilarious.
Okay.
She's like, Monica, we've actually met before. So tell the story.
Okay, so back in the day when I was being interviewed by the beautiful, what's her name?
April Simpson?
April Simpson, yes, April Simpson. We were like in a hallway, and I had my jewelry, and I guess you kind of was peeking at the show as it was going on, and I don't know, you must have had a short break or something, but you ran out of there, threw your credit card at me and said, I want the purple necklace. Give my card to him. And I was like, I don't know him. I don't want to just give your card to somebody I don't know. But yeah, and I said to her, I said to Monica, I said, do you still have that necklace?
I looked all over the place, but here's what's funny. She was like, if you have that,
to get rid of it and not give you your money back. I'll give you your money back because that was like in my starting out days.
Okay, so Yoro, when you said that, I would not have remembered it, but as soon as she said it, it all came rushing back in my brain. I'm like, I do remember. We used to have to run from in the studio outside onto the big mega map, right?
Yes.
So I ran to the bathroom and then sprinted outside to go do my report, but I didn't know if you were going to be leaving, so I was like, I love that. And then here, just give my card back to him.
You literally,
I'm very
I was
trusting.
Like, it was like the Matrix. I caught the card. I'm like, whoa, okay, never happened before. Now I have sold earrings out of my ears.
Oh, really?
Yes. A woman was like, I love those earrings. I was like, oh, cool, I made them. And she said, okay, well, make yourself some more.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
Those are mine.
all right, give me the $50, lady. Come with it.
Okay, so that's how we wanted to start. I mean, I love the fact that we already had a connection to this, but you have evolved so much. So when did you get into jewelry?
Oh my God, my
like
father.
A little girl?
Yeah. My father was an artisan. He did not make jewelry, but he made fishing sinkers.
Oh.
Yes, we had a melting pot. We had molds. My grandfather would have a stogie. He would be, taking
Come
the
here,
mold.
Yoro.
Come here with that. Oh, and it smells so good. It was like a cherry flavor or something. Sure. And he did the pipe too. And he would open the molds and slide the cooled off fishing sinkers to me. And when I would trim off the flash, I was at least 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool to see the things handed down from generations and like, here, honey, come here, we're going to teach you some things.
That's what it's all about.
Legacy. And then it grabs hold.
Legacy and creating memories and moments. Correct.
I love this. Again, if you're just tuning in, Yoro Newson, but we're talking about fashion and art and accessory and tons of creatives all getting ready, by the way, for Black History Month. We're going to talk also with Jasmine Stocking. So same thing. When did you get into the art side and what's your greatest passion in art?
So I would be the cut and sew fashion industry. So I am a designer, ladies wear. I started when I was about 12 years old. Well, probably before that. I started off cutting up denim using safety pins. My first outfit that I created was for my little cousin. I made it with mint collar beads. I don't know if you all know that game, but it's like not supposed to go on clothing. But I glued like the gems on there, had the denim going, the safety pins, and she actually wore it for her kindergarten pictures.
Oh, really?
And I gotta find that photo because I keep telling people the story, but I don't have the picture, and I know that it's somewhere. I have to find it, but that's kind of how I got started.
Please find it, and we will attach it to the story later on.
Yeah, that's how I got started. Also, someone at my church years ago gave me a sewing machine. She just gave me a sewing machine.
Okay,
and so I was self-taught after that.
Really?
Yeah. So, and I was about 12 years old then. And from there, I pursued sewing in not elementary, but it was middle school. We had a sewing class. Then I did it in high school. And then I went on to college to kind of run away from it. I went for journalism. Yeah, I went for journalism. I went to Mizzou for journalism, and I was like,
I love this.
I don't want to do this. I want to do what my minor is, which was textile and apparel management. And I love this so much that I changed my major to that.
Okay, so can we talk about that? Because that is something that Yoro and I talked about. The whole cut and sew industry.
Yeah.
Such an incredible craft. Fortunately, and my mom, I just saw, is watching. So my mother was an amazing seamstress. And she worked at a place called Stretch and Sew up in North County.
Oh,
so
wow.
have you ever heard of that place?
No.
I've never heard of
So
that.
Stretch and Sew for many, many years. I used to go all the time. So you, as a little girl, you're around it. And she had me take sewing classes. I still remember taking it with my cousin, just like you would remember. My cousin, I remember us making a T-shirt and shorts, and we were so proud of it all. And then all of a sudden I got away from it, and I watch her and I say, Mom, you have to make sure before you leave this earth that you get that back into my brain and back into the art, because it is, we used to say it was a lost art. And I'm so glad to hear that more and more artists are bringing it back. It definitely sets you above the rest, does it not?
It really does. It really does, because I know Jasmine has done so much in the community with her creativity and her expertise in sewing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you two meet?
Dang, how did we meet? Girl, how did
It was
we meet?
a cold, dark night.
I don't know. It was something, it had to be
tunnel.
something fashion related. We've done so many, or been in so many of the same spaces that are fashion related. So I don't really
Probably
know.
at a fashion show or something.
please.
Because again, when you are at a fashion show together and you see something that stands out, you're going to obviously go over. And the beautiful thing is, just like all small businesses, you lift each other up, which is what we're doing here. We're going to talk about 25 Black creatives coming together for an event at Neiman Marcus that you're all so excited about.
Yes.
Let's go to both of you. What is the most proud you are of your industry, and is there anything, and you're going to get a little chance as she answers, so she won't get a chance to think about it, but you will, of your absolute favorite piece you've ever made? And it's, you're going to probably say it's like picking a favorite kid, but think about that. She
It's
gets time
like
to think.
picking a favorite kid because they are all my babies. I'll say that purple necklace. No, I'm joking.
No, you will not.
Definitely not. And if you still have
She's like, that's my least
I'm
favorite.
going to give you your $25 back. I would say I'm so proud that I'm able to create places and spaces for people to be in that they may not have been in before. Just being able to put people on my shoulders and push them up a little bit higher than they were. You know, a lot of these artists that's in this showcase, they're doing their thing, okay? You know, this young lady right here, she produces an amazing fashion show. Please talk about it.
Yes.
But you know, there are some that are just starting off. I have a cousin. He was like, "Hey, cousin, what's up? I saw your post." I was like, "Go apply," because it's a fair thing, you know. Excuse me. And I think just doing stuff like that, grabbing people from different spectrums, is really great. But one of my most favorite pieces that I've ever made was this piece I called the body chain.
The body chain?
The body chain.
Okay.
I was participating in this showcase called Raw Artists, and I believe that was 2014, 15, and I actually won. I beat
Congrats.
9,000 people.
Oh my goodness,
in my
9,000.
category with Raw Artists, and I had a model who was amazing. Her name is Anna Banana.
Hi, Anna Banana.
Hi, Anna. And Anna did something really cool, and I didn't even know my piece could do. So she went on a runway with the piece a certain way, and then she goes to the end of the runway, goes behind the curtain, and starts configuring it some other kind of way. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Get back out there!" And she went back out there and flung that dress and pushed that thing out. I was like, I love it.
It worked.
So I still have that piece. I still have that piece. It went to LA.
You have to take a picture of that for me. We got to attach it to this.
Oh, man,
for
I got a picture.
Yes,
Nothing.
and then you got to find that picture.
Okay.
Just put it in the comments of this so that people can see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Again, it's these things. I love those Instagram and TikTok videos where you have an outfit and then all of a sudden you turn it around and you're like, did not know that it could do that.
Exactly. I didn't know that thing can do that. And I was like, you've been playing in my jewelry?
Yeah.
Let me show you something.
If you're all just tuning in, we're going to have fun in this hour. We're talking again with Yoro Newson, and we're talking with Jasmine Stocking, but Ty Davis is also going to be joining us in just a bit. All of them part of an amazing event. Let's put it on the screen now for those of you who can't stay with us. We do hope you come back, though. There's an event coming up at Neiman Marcus in February, and you're going to want to go to this. It's a free event.
It's free, open to the public.
And 25 Black creatives.
26.
26? Oh, you're adding more. You're like, okay, I have room.
Me.
Oh, okay, 25 plus Yoro. It's inspiration, it's art, it's fashion, it's purpose, as you're seeing here on your screen. It will be at Neiman Marcus, 1701 South Lindbergh. Again, an absolutely free event. And this is your fourth?
This is my fourth event. I've done 3 events at Dillard's. 2 Black creatives in the Louvre for Black History Month, and 1 Juneteenth.
And then this is the first time at Neiman.
The first time at Neiman.
I love this collaboration, and it's going to be amazing.
Me too.
So we'll come back to that in just a second. But
Okay.
you've had a little time to think, Jasmine.
I have.
So what are you most proud of
I
and
thought
your
about
favorite
it.
piece?
I am most proud of my very first design that I was able to sell.
Oh, sure.
And I was very young.
What was it?
I believe I was in high school, I want to say. A lady, Kim Stanley. I'll never
See,
forget.
You remember the name.
Kim
I'll never
Stanley.
forget. She is the friend of my sister and my aunt, a really close family friend, but she was just so positive in my life about the gift that she saw in me, and she encouraged me, and then I designed her this all-white look, and she was going to wear it to some event in California, and that was my first design where it just kind of built, boosted my confidence to be able to move forward. To look at this as more than just I know how to sew.
And just a hobby. That's not gonna
somebody's
go
actually
anywhere.
willing to pay for my gift, my services, and what I offer. So that launched so much more in me up into this day. So that would be like my most prized design and moment.
So Kim and Anna Banana, thank you. You're out there somewhere. We'll make sure
Yes.
we'll make sure that this show gets to you.
Yes.
So you and I talked about the people that are going to be a part of this, and this is very important for you to understand. When you're able to be given this kind of an opportunity, you've got to put your best of the best. And you said no one better show up and just be like, "Oh, I'm just phoning it in." It is. This is a great opportunity. Just like anybody gets an opportunity in life.
It's Texas.
Yes.
Go big,
Go big.
or go home.
Go big.
If we need 3 people to carry your piece in, hey, I got you.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? And so looking at the years past when you did it at Dillard's, did everybody bring their A game, or were you like, I'm surprised that that's what they brought?
You know what? I would say everybody's A game is their A game.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I want more, just like any mama bird.
Yep.
You're like, you can do better than that. But I would never, like, say that out loud.
Right.
But, yeah.
We're not going to call you out.
Yeah, there are a couple, designs that I'm like, I know you could have put some more floofy on there.
Sure.
But, everybody's their A game. And plus, these designers are not, paid a stipend. At this time, I'm praying that I can get that going so I can make sure people have the materials that they need.
What would it take for that to happen?
Just collaborating with the
Okay.
community, with the arts community and just finding funding.
Right. So that's what this show
Yeah.
is all about. I always
Yeah.
want to know, what can we do to
Yeah.
further education,
Yeah.
to further
Exactly.
business?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shout out to anybody that can play a role in
Hey.
doing that.
Hey,
Hey, show
When-
me the money.
I didn't want to say that, but that's what I feel in my heart. I want to say it out loud. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I need. I need people to bring it.
Yes.
I want this to blow the roof off of Neiman Marcus. I want them to be wild. I want the patrons that come in to buy at the store, because it's open when the store is open February the 1st, and we'll be there starting at 5.
5, yes.
Yeah, and then they'll have small bites.
Yep.
We got a couple cool vendors, people that partner with me that's doing small, delicious bites, which are just desserts.
You want to give a shout out to them? Feel free to do so. Or are you still working on who it's going to be?
Yeah, I'm still kind of
Okay.
but they're on the radar. And Neiman's is providing drinks and champagne, which is amazing. It's really, we're going to be all over the store.
And who doesn't like to sip and shop? So that's my question. So to see the things that we're going to see that day, are they immediately available for sale?
They are not available for sale on that day
Okay.
because the showcase runs into the end of February.
That's
the
right.
kickoff is that Friday.
So we can't say pull
that's
that earring
Saturday.
off
That's
or take
Saturday.
that outfit off.
Right. I mean, for the right
I
price.
don't know.
We got some backup.
I'm asking for the money.
But the cool part is you'll have a bio to read about the artist next to their piece and their QR code.
Yeah.
So whichever way that QR code, wherever that lands, that's how you could connect with that artist. Now, last year, 2024, it seemed like, I keep saying last year, last year was yesterday.
Right.
But the 2024 show at Dillard's, a few of my artists, they actually sold the pieces that was on the mannequins or the shelving or whatever. But the people were gracious enough to wait until the end of the month.
Sure.
But then one garment sold for $1,500.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and that person waited for that. She said, "Let me put a down payment and let me make sure that's mine." I was like,
Well, because people who truly love art and fashion, they
That's
want
it.
something that's unique.
different.
Yes. It's like, don't go around wearing what everybody else is wearing.
Yeah.
Stand out.
Exactly.
Be you.
Yeah.
Be your authentic
Be bold.
self. Yes, be bold. So, for the last 3 that she has been involved in, have you been involved in any of those?
Yes.
All
I
of them?
have. No.
No.
Not all of them.
You
but I
involved
have
the first one.
I was involved in the first one, and I'm really excited about this one because, like we said, it's collaboration, but also it's a different market.
Yep.
So, we were in Dillard's, and so now, we're in Neiman Marcus. Now, people can shop at either one of them, right? But it's a totally different, network of people who will get to see what it is that we have to bring, you know what I'm saying? And I love how she makes sure that they can reach you, they can contact you, they can find you, so that they don't have to lose connection just after the exhibit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Showcasing everybody. So before we go into this, and we're only a couple of weeks away from it, does everybody already know what they're going to be showcasing? Is that, or is it maybe sometimes going down to the wire?
I hope so. I think that I gave them enough time to figure it out. And I encourage people to use what they have. You know, you don't have to go and reinvent the wheel. If you
And
have
spend an
something,
exorbitant amount of money,
exactly.
right.
If you have something and it's sitting in the basement in the corner like some of my stuff, push it out, dust it off.
Oh, let me use that button.
We ain't never seen it before. You know, let
They don't
somebody
know.
else see it. You know, turn that brown money green. Let's do this. You know, let's water this plant and let this thing grow. Okay.
That's my favorite part of today's show so far.
You know, and so it's like, yeah. I think everybody, you know, because you all have to drop things off pretty soon. You
Yeah,
know.
on the 24th.
Yeah. So they So they have to get
So
things
February
going.
1st through the entire month of February, you'll be able to see. And actually, let's break this down for them. If you're
Okay.
just tuning in, Yoro Newson again and Jasmine Stocking. We'll be talking in just a second to Ty Davis. Think of all these 26 black creatives that are coming together. So paint the picture for us. What are we going to see in this showcase?
We're going to see artisans, people that paint. We're going to see people that created fingernail polish, vegan fingernail polish. We're going to see people that do interior design. We're going to see people that create beautiful couture gowns and suits and things like that. You'll see structures created. So it's a plethora of artisans in different genres. Last year, we just kind of had, you know, clothing, you know, we had a bow tie designer, but I wanted to push more of the entrepreneurial spirit into it, not just fashion, but
Sure.
fashionable things, you know, your home, you know, your walls, your body, you know, your nails. You know, I even have a young lady as takeaway gifts. She's doing jewelry, but she makes perfume. So she's going to be giving, you know, free samples of her perfume at the showcase.
That's the thing that I love. And so, you know, with you, she pointed to you while we were showing that slide about the actual fashion side of it all.
Yeah.
But does it happen that you find so much inspiration from one part that you're doing that it bleeds into another? Is there anything else that's been swirling around your brain of, I want to do this part of what we think in the art aspect as well? Are you dabbling into anything else? Uh-oh, breaking news.
So you know what? I'll go ahead and share it.
See? Yoro doesn't even know.
I don't.
Yeah, so I really love apparel, ladies wear, custom, you know, designs and garments. But I also really love this space.
Thank you.
Interior
beautiful.
design.
Oh,
So I'm gonna just say that.
look at this.
And I won't say
Heard
anything.
right here on the Real Monica Adams show.
And I also like to paint and do different artistry.
Look at
things
yours,
like
I
that.
didn't
So
know this.
I used to paint actually. So I kind of had my wheels turning and.
Well, isn't that what
I'm
happens?
thinking
Like the
about-
creative juices come out. And again, like you had mentioned earlier, you put something out there, you design it, someone loves it, they want to purchase it, and it makes you go, okay. Not that you need validation. I mean, that's one of the things that I always want to say.
Yeah.
You do you, and
Yes.
know that you're talented. Don't let anybody else squash your dreams.
There
Right.
you go.
Right? We want to make sure that we inspire you on today's show, whatever your field may be, and that you keep going because
Absolutely.
and this is a really good message for you. So many times, somebody like you or Ty that's coming in or any of the creatives, somebody could say, that's not good. And you give them power and then
Right.
you're done. And then
Right.
you imagine, look at, she's like, what's your comment about that? Because it happens in so many aspects of life.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said earlier about having people bring their best and their A game. Everybody is creative. One of my mottos is we were all created by the Creator to be creative, so live creatively. So, okay.
She's like, I want to be remembered for that quote.
I am. It is copywritten. So the thing is that, yeah, you know, we want you to be as creative as you can be, but to come up and try to slight someone because, you know, you don't know what people's internal thoughts are. You know, they may feel envious or they may feel like, oh, I wish I could do that. And people just show the underbelly of who they are. But we don't. We just march on. We go, okay, well, thank you. All right, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just never ever talk to that person.
Everything
again.
is not for everybody.
Exactly. Hey, you know what? We started a hashtag about 2 years ago called Let Them Watch. Hashtag Let Them Watch. Now, here's what's interesting. Mel Robbins just came out with a book called Let Them. And I'm like, were you paying attention to our hashtag?
I got a connective hashtag to that.
Yes?
Let them watch while I cook. Right? Right? Give it to me. Give it to me.
Don't leave her. Jasmine, don't leave her.
Give it to me. Boom. Let them watch.
I was too busy
while
cooking.
I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan.
I don't know.
Okay, we don't know that.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait a minute.
That's okay.
That's another creative moment. You do not want to go there.
So I was just going to say, any of your creatives also sing? Probably.
Girl, all I can say is I sing in the choir at church, but all I can say is when Ty come in as well, we are so multifaceted. I'm telling you, you're going to be so surprised.
Is Ty going to sing for me?
I don't think so, but he could do some other stuff
You don't
too.
know the things
Just
I'm
like
able to make
Jazz,
people
she can
do.
do some other stuff. We are so multi-talented, multifaceted, multi-excellent.
Well, let me ask this before
Yeah.
we go to the break and bring Ty in. Have you done anything with friends or family on the interior design standpoint before we broke the news today that you do that as well?
Did she say that? Interior design?
I naturally like to do that, so I've done it for my mom in her home, and people always ask, "Who did
So
this? Who did the bathroom? Who
Yeah.
did the living room?
Yeah.
Who picked out these pictures? Who,
Yeah.
you know?" So
And
it's
she's
always
like,
been
"It's
an
me."
interest.
She's
Yeah,
like,
it's always been an interest of mine.
Right here. It's right here. Where can people follow you, Jasmine?
Okay, so you can follow me at Designs by J Stocking. That's for Instagram, and then it's the same thing for Facebook. Also, my website is www.designsbyjstocking. Also, I'm having a fashion event
There it
called
is.
Shine, and we're talking about, shining right now. It's called the Anomaly Fashion Event. It'll be April 27th, and you can find tickets for that at stlanomaly.com.
And there it is right there, April 27th.
Yes.
Where is that going to be held?
It is going to be in St. Peter's. It's Water's Edge.
Water's Edge. Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful place.
It's going to be there.
I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you and I need to talk because there's some big news coming for the Real Monica Adams Show. I might need a little interior design help on.
good.
Just saying.
See there?
See, that's exciting for me.
I'm
That's
telling
exciting
you,
for me.
I'm telling you.
All right. Well, I would love to be able to have a third chair in here that would actually fit in this space that wouldn't shove us
That's
all too
okay.
much.
Oh, that's
but we're
okay.
going to switch out. Yoro's going to stay right here. We're going to bring in Ty. We've been talking about Ty. All of these wonderful creatives, again, that you can see February 1st and then all throughout the month of February at Neiman Marcus. But the big free event to kick all this off will be on February 1st, 5 p.m.? 5 p.m. Again, little small bites, some drinks, and inspiration, art, fashion, purpose, all of that for you. Absolutely free event. Put this on your calendar.
Yes.
All right. And by the way, let me thank Diane Isbell because before we continue, don't we love Hats by
Yes.
Diane?
Oh, my
Diane
gosh.
connected Yoro and I. Well,
that's
Yoro
sweet.
and I go way back to Fox Days, but she brought her back on my
Yeah.
radar.
Oh, that's
All right,
sweet.
we're gonna take a break. We're bringing Ty in. He'll be in the blue chair when we return. He wants to say, I can't believe I took your son's life. I don't know what I was thinking. I have so much regret and remorse. I've changed my life. Would you accept that apology?
I've never thought of that. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Do you think, because you talk about forgiveness, do you think that you all can ever forgive one another and come back together?
It wasn't just right. I'm not perfect. Just because my name is Bush, I don't have it all figured out. And I think they know that too.
I was cyclically depressed, so I could be the happiest person you ever met at 11 a.m. I could be on cloud 9, and by 7 p.m. that evening, I'd be sitting on a couch with a gun in my hand and thinking hard not to get emotional. I
Never feel sorry for being emotional.
really, I was at a space to where I couldn't believe that I had brought my children into this.
Where's the light? Because many of you probably feel that there's this darkness and there's this thunder cloud that's constantly over you. This family has dealt with so much.
So our journey is our journey. There has to be purpose in this pain. There has to be something more powerful. I have to find something to be blessed about every day. I have to count my blessings and have gratitude every single day.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
And welcome back. It is 7:51. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go back and watch the entire show. We talked about a lot of things. Obviously, today's a big on Inauguration Day. It's also the remembrance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yes. We're talking about the frigid cold temperatures. A lot that we had at the very beginning and some really fun kicker stories that you're going to want to watch. And then we got into our talk about fashion and art and lifting each other up and inspiration and hope and light and go, 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 positivity, right?
Yes,
That's what the show
yes.
is all about. Yoro Newson has been in with us. We just talked with Jasmine Stocking. Now we've got Ty Davis, and welcome.
Thank you so much, Monica, for having me.
You look fantastic and you smell fantastic.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about you. We were talking about the introduction to what you're doing now. How far back would you go, and what was the piece that you created, or where did it all come from? Where did that inspiration come from?
So all of this is very, I would say, new to me when it comes down to Yoro and her concept. I've been kind of an active creative for some time now, but what I really do and focus on is food. But I'm an active creative. I call myself a multi-potentialite. So Yoro hit me up and was like, hey, would you like to be able to, do some of your art or some of your clothing or whatnot? And I told her, absolutely. I think she has a great mission and a great cause, and I'm definitely a big proponent when it comes down to anyone trying to really elevate St. Louis.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I just do art. I just create. I love just making beautiful pieces. I love doing anything when it comes down to any creative endeavors. She asked me what I want to do. I told her I want to do some garments, so now we're doing fashion.
Doing fashion, but you said food. So what aspect of food? I'm like, where's the food?
Tell it.
Where's the food? Oh, there we go. We're looking at some really beautiful pictures. You can go online, by the way, and follow. Ty, where's the best place for them to follow you?
So you can follow me at Ty, so TAI-Davis.com, or you can just search for me on Instagram or social media at Eye of the Tyler, almost like Eye of the Tiger,
yes,
so Eye of the Tyler.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
That's probably the best way to be able to follow me as
So
well.
these beautiful pictures that my director, Zach, pulled, again, just making me salivate from the food standpoint. What got you into food?
My mother, and then also just a calling. I went to school for music performance, so I'm a classically trained cellist.
Wow.
But, in the classical music world, kind of was like a dying art form, And I also had a lot of friends that were a lot more talented than I was, whatnot, prodigies, starting off when they were 3 or 4 years old, still not being able to find jobs. So I did a pivot. I worked with the people with developmental disabilities for a while for Touchpoint and Drew Divine Autism Services for about 4 years.
Wow.
And then I made a pivot into food because I watched too much Top Chef and too much Food Network and PBS, and honestly got a job at a really cool place called The Crossing about 18 years ago, and I've been doing it ever since.
The Crossing has incredible food. You're still there?
So I'm no longer there.
Okay.
Right now, I'm like I said, I'm a creative entrepreneur. So I actually have my own businesses. I'm opening 2 restaurants here in St. Louis.
All right.
In 2025. One is called Legendary. The other one is called Lineage.
Did you not know this? Everything's breaking today. Okay, wait, slow down. Legendary? Or The Legendary?
It's called Legendary. Yes.
Legendary, and where's that going to be?
So Legendary is going to be in Grand Center in the Arts District, which is where I live and reside.
Yes. How close to the Fox? Because I'm always looking for a great place to eat
right
before the
across
Fox.
the street.
Yes!
So it'll be perfect for you. If you want to get a really sweet fix and some really awesome experiential sandwiches, that's going to be one of my more commercial approaches.
Okay.
And then Lineage is my soul food, fine dining kind of concept where we elevate soul food, but we just really highlight food from the African diaspora with my business partner, Kelling, and I. We are on a mission to get people away from the misconception that soul food's only mac and cheese and fried chicken.
Absolutely. And where's that going to be?
So this is going to be in, so we're looking for a few different locations right now. We're honestly slated to hopefully open in Midtown because I love that area, but we have a location in Maplewood that I have my eyes on.
And when are they opening almost simultaneously, or is one before the other?
So Legendary will be spring because
okay.
that is very conducive for ice cream and sandwiches. And
Yes.
then Lineage will be, a little farther down the road. It's a little bit more of an investment. And also a lot more heart and soul has to go into that, you know?
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, and you are going to tell my entire team when these soft openings are, right? Because we're going to
100%.
come and then we'll do a little review for you.
Yeah, no, I
used
love
to
to
do
stuff
that
your
a lot
face.
in
Yes,
television.
done.
Yes.
I would love to feed you, Monica. Done.
Well, we come. We like to do that because I just love to lift people up, and then
Yes.
I do a lot of reviews for the Fox. We're actually interviewing the cast, by the way, for all of you that don't know this, for 6.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes.
That's
on
glorious.
Wednesday. Can't wait. I love the arts. So it's all about being introduced to something at a young age. Right?
Yes.
So, and I say
Yes.
that, and I want to make sure we bring it in because you've just heard all 3 of them say, well, I can remember when I was 7 or I was 9 or I was 12 or it's newer to me, but at any age. So it can
100%.
be younger, or you can reinvent yourself, or you can believe in yourself.
That's
We have
right.
heard stories of people who are in history that we are talking about today that didn't start until they were 50, 60, some 70 years old, and what they're known for most in life didn't start until then. So it's all about believing in yourself
That's
at
right.
no age, right? It doesn't matter the age.
Ageless.
It's just a number.
Yes.
It
You
is
know,
just
and I
a
think age is a
number.
limitation.
Yes.
You know, I got a cello student starting tomorrow, actually, and she's 43 years old.
Yeah,
Like,
see?
you know, picking up a
Oh,
cello for the first time, being
wow.
like, I really want to do it. But like I said, 25 is about embracing yourself, really kind of getting out of that box and just shining. We need a lot more of that.
So I want to see you cooking in the kitchen, playing a little cello. Cooking in the kitchen, playing a little cello.
So actually, Monica, I do that.
wait,
So when we
see?
do our pop-up dinners, I actually do 6
serenade
courses,
us.
and then I play with the Blackbird Strings Ensemble, which is a full
I love you.
ensemble, 2 violins, a violin, and cello, and we actually do live dinner performances. So
Okay,
yeah.
see?
I'm telling you.
You and I are going to be friends fast. You're speaking my language here.
These creatives in the Lou are phenomenal.
Absolutely.
This group that I have, this curation was like, I would say, my top tier.
It sounds like you. Well, I mean, I haven't seen
Seriously.
your other 3, but this just sounds like. I mean, I can't imagine you already did this. It always evolves and gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've only met 2 of them, but you have to be proud of what you're creating.
I am. And I'm so proud of each one of them because they have their own stand, their own red dot they're standing on strong,
Yep.
putting everything out in the community.
What does it mean to you to be, she said she's like Mama Bear, for her to be inspiring and helping guide along everyone?
Every day, I always just think to myself about different opportunities and how blessed and grateful I am. When it comes down to Yoro, she honestly just came in my inbox one day and was just like, I really love what you're doing. Like, let's talk. Let's try to see if we can collaborate. We kept in contact, and, you know, as life does life, you know, we went through a little situationships and whatnot. But at the same time, you know, she's very strong. She's very uplifting. She loves diversity, and the kind of group she curated for this is just a wide gamut of people that have, you know, been in industry for a long time, up and coming people that are kind of in the middle way of like kind of like their journey when it comes down to things. And I think that's very important. And I think that for St. Louis and at this time of day, we need to have people out there that want to be able to inspire people to live their best lives creatively, also lovingly, spiritually. And she's a really great proponent for that. You know, she just wants to see people succeed and just do what they love. And I uplift and, you know, stand with anybody that does that.
Well, and here's the other thing.
Love
For
that.
all of you that are watching and saying, wow, I'm really getting inspired, great, do so. There are hobbies that when we talked about true cut and sew, right? That could have been a hobby for a young little girl or a young little boy that learned, and then it was pushed away, or maybe from a boy standpoint, and I know this happened, or they were ridiculed of what
You
boy
sewing?
sews. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Hello? Think of all the great designers.
Facts.
Let's start naming all these names. I was like, hello.
all the major fashion houses.
Yes,
you know, you think of Tom Ford,
Yep.
Balmain,
Yep.
Louis
Yeah,
Vuitton.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
Ralph Lauren.
Issey Miyake. Like they all have males that are literally leading like the forefront of the fashion industry. But I don't think that people need to pigeonhole people.
Correct.
All those misconceptions about what people should do and the creative process and what you are supposed to be like your niche, your calling. Like who is someone else to tell you what your calling is?
That's
when
what
it
we were
comes down
saying
to that,
earlier.
you know?
And I wanted to make sure that
No.
came back because that is the big message that I always want to do, no matter what the show is. It is constantly whatever your passion is, whatever you believe that you are excelling in, believe that and keep going, no matter how many times. Think about all the greatest people that we talk about. They have fallen and fallen and fallen and failed and failed and failed. I hate that word, by the way.
You
But
fail forward.
Yes. And then all of a sudden you rise above.
Yeah.
And then someone says, whoever told you that you weren't good enough? It's their own opinion, by
It
the
is
way.
their own opinion.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
who says that their opinion's right?
That's
Facts.
true.
And most of the
Let
time,
them watch while I cook.
let them.
Let them watch while we
Hey,
cook.
that's the book I'm reading right now by
See,
Mel
what did I just
Robbins.
say?
Is just
We
let
just
them,
said
and it
this.
is the greatest thing in the world. Just
It
let people live their
makes me-
lives. No judgment. None of that
Yes.
stuff. Let them.
I'm telling
my
you right now,
God.
I've got to get a hold of her because I want to say, we started that hashtag 2 years ago. Where did that come from? Right? I think it's just the fact that we all say, well, you know what? Let them.
Yeah.
Let them,
I'll
let them, let
watch.
them, all this. Yes. Mel Robbins has been all over social media talking about the book, and I went, hey, we started. Wait a minute. But we
It's
all
fine.
feel that, and I'm so glad that
Yeah.
it's finally put on print. Yeah, read that. It's a great book. So, again, the big event is coming up February 1st, but we want to make sure that you are able to see it if you can't go on February 1st, all throughout the month of February at
Yeah.
Neiman Marcus. You talked about garment side. What are you bringing that day?
So I have a cool little surprise for everyone. Like I said, I do I have a lot of my fingers in a lot of pots right now, but I do fashion, I do food, and I do music. So I want to do something that's going to be a little bit more experiential and very true and authentic to myself. So I've got a little bit of art and a little bit of garments.
You just have to be there. You have to be there.
I don't even know.
That's what I was going to ask you before we wrap up. So all of the creatives, is it a surprise to you that day, or is it like the night before?
99% of the time it's a surprise. Before, when I would curate a show, I would have a lot of visual to it too. Okay, let me see what you're doing. Let me see what you're doing. Well, with Neiman's, I'm not allowing, but their floor designer and their floor manager is placing people. I literally would place people like, okay, we're gonna have her here to make sure it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and people can come in and I want people to come in and not know where to land their eyes. Like, oh my God.
I don't know. What do I look at? What did I miss?
And because we're going to be all over the store, so your piece may be by shoes.
And I love that. Yeah, and now you're more in like the creative director role rather than doing all the minutia where you're like, this is my vision. You guys handle it. You guys are Neiman. Like, they know what they're doing.
Right. So I don't see it. And when I do, I cry. Every time.
Oh, I was just going to say, you have to. Especially if it's a surprise like that.
I fall on my knees and cry.
And I'm sure your jaw just drops down of, I knew you were going to be good, but holy cow, you went that next level that I wanted.
That's right. That's right. I want you all to lose your mind.
Well, we already are losing our minds because it's a great opportunity.
And the thing is, the 360, you're going to see it all the way around. People are going to be, and people going to touch. People are hard-headed and will touch the art, okay? But I don't really mind. You know what I mean? Because I want them to be inspired and awed, like you said, and just really ingest all of that art that's going to be in this space.
So music, food, drinks. Is there music?
Not really music. We're going to have a.
Will you have music like while we're?
Yeah,
Neiman probably has.
Yeah,
stuff.
the little store music, whatever.
Okay.
We will do a presentation. We will have a poet.
I was just going to ask if you had any spoken word. Okay.
Oh my God, she blew me away, and she created this piece for this.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Unique
Her name is
across the board.
Kristen.
So, from an age standpoint of the 26 creatives, what does it run the gamut? So, who's your youngest?
I would 25, I believe.
Okay.
The young lady is 25. She makes dope street art. Oh my God, 25 up to 63.
Okay.
I think.
Is there an age range like for future ones that you do? What's
Not
the youngest?
Not at this time, but I am going to, and this is a news flash, I am going to be curating a show called 21 Under 21.
Oh, good.
So we'll have those, younger people to come in and showcase, and they can be 5.
Well, because we had talked obviously in the very beginning about this of how young everybody is when they get started. So it would be great to see someone and take them through the years of, remember when we did the 21 and under and you were 5, 8, in your teens, and then look at ones that you have in the future and just watch.
Yeah.
Right? That's the show I want to do in the future. I want to show those before and afters of, look what you started with.
Yes.
Look
let's
what you
do
started
that.
with the purple necklace. Did you hear? Ty didn't hear that.
I heard it. I definitely heard that story with the purple necklace, but also hilarious.
I'm a cash app you.
I want to find it. I looked. I bet you I have it in a box somewhere.
It's made with wire. I hand stamped it and it had these. Never.
Hey,
you come
just
a long
wait,
way,
though.
baby.
Sit on it. It's gonna be like a Basquiat in like 20 more years. You know, they're gonna be like, it's $1.7 million by Yoro Newson.
Antique Roadshow's coming in town, by the way. They're gonna say, "Oh, wow, you got an original Yoro."
Well, I tell you what, you're gonna have to go to Susan Block for the original.
That's the original?
Yoro. She got a bunch of original Yoro pieces.
And that was at what age?
That was when I first, that was like 14, 12, 2012, 13, 14.
Hers are worth 10,000. All right, everybody, we want you to get there. Again, if you can, it's a free event. We'll put it up on the screen for you one more time. There will be 26 Black creatives in the Lou. Black History Month Designer Showcase, Yoro Styles with Neiman Marcus.
Yes.
And this is the first time, again, at Neiman. You may have gone to one of her events at Dillard's in the past, but now it's at Neiman, and it'll be on February 1st at 5 p.m. And how long will that night go?
Up until about 7.
About 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
But get there early and dress sharp.
Yes, because there'll be paparazzi everywhere.
This will be televised.
All right.
I mean, not like televised, but you know what I mean.
It will be all over. There'll be reels and stories.
It will be reels and stories.
And TikTok is back, or we'll see what happens by that time. You can look on TikTok and Instagram, etc. I cannot wait to follow you. And where can people follow you, by the way?
You can follow me at TyDavis.com or I the Tyler on social media.
And it's Ty-Davis, right? .com. So all that information, make sure that you follow them, see what they're creating right now, come to the event, and then continue to follow and support them. I'm so glad we reconnected.
Me too. Me too. Thank you, Diane.
Yes.
We love you.
We love you. I'm sure she was up. She sent me a text very early this morning. That woman is up all night long. She has the most incredible energy.
She's a morning person and a night person.
Yes. Yes. She bookends her day with positivity, which is what we want from all of you. Okay. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to wrap up with our devotional like we always do. I'm going to let Ty pick a color. 100 Days to Freedom books.
I'm thinking yellow. Yellow is a sign of intuition and also just love. So that's what we're going to do today.
Okay, we're doing yellow. A lot of times people pick purple, so we shoved it to the bottom, so maybe it doesn't always get chosen. That one's way ahead of the other ones. This one is 100 Days to Freedom from Shame from Stephen Arterburn, and that's how we'll wrap up our show when we return.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Welcome back. We're talking about Abby right there. Yes, I started training Abby at 14 years old. It's been a beautiful ride to watch her as an incredible electric violinist, singer, composer, beautiful model. And she's talking about the ride we've had together. So yes, if you are looking for a life coach or a personal trainer, or as you saw in the fashion segments earlier, if you're looking for a designer, I do all of that for you. There's a lot to our brand here on The Real Monica Adams Show. Okay, it's harder than it looks. That's day 33 of 100 Days to Freedom, and this one's from Shame. Humble yourselves before God. This is James 4, verse 7. So have you ever thought about what you would do if you could be God for a day? Let that marinate for a second. Or weeks or months or years of your life? That's an interesting question. One more time. Have you ever thought about what would you do if you could be God for a day? Some people came up with some amusing answers. I would make donuts a health food. I would make pimples invisible. Oh, yes. I would make math easy for everybody. Amen to that. I don't even know what math looks like anymore. It's changed so much. It's a fun question that often produces humorous responses, or for some, very insightful. What's not so funny is that many people do try to be God, at least as far as their own lives are concerned. They like to sit in the driver's seat and steer, going where they want at whatever speed they choose. They don't mind God sitting in the passenger seat, or better yet, they put him in the back. They like for him to be on standby, a kind of safety net in case things get dicey. But mainly, they prefer for him to keep quiet unless he's called on. Think about that one. No believer ever wants to admit to having that kind of an attitude. But when you look at how people live, how can you deny it's absolutely true? If you've committed a serious sin that's filled you with shame, it's very likely that you were running the show. You were calling your own shots, doing what you felt like doing without regard for God. And for that matter, without regard for anyone else but yourself. Maybe there were moments when he tried to get your attention or lead you in a different direction, down a different path. I'm guessing that, metaphorically speaking, you told him to pipe down, that you'd call him when you needed him. Well, and now you do. Big time. Maybe this is the moment you need him most. You're not in charge. This is a critical truth we all need to come to grips with. No human has ever tried to be God without failing miserably. Moving forward, let God be God and you just be you. As one of my dearest late friends who is going to be honored today with the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. observances, Tammy Holland, I love you, I miss you dearly. She said, let go and let God. And we talked about that right here in this chair when she was recovering. Still can't believe you're not here anymore. Let go and let God. Just let yourself marinate on that one. Eugene Peterson said, we don't live very long before we find that we would like to be our own gods. Well, here's today's prayer. Father in heaven, I have made a mess of my life. Please forgive me for trying to do for myself what only you can do. May my sin be a constant reminder that I need to humble myself before you. Amen to that. And I love that this is the way we wrap up every show. If you're new to the show and you didn't know it, we always bring faith in. And as somebody asked me one time, which I thought was interesting, do you ever feel like you have to apologize? Never. And I never will. I will never force it on anyone. And if someone doesn't want to listen to it, they can sign off. But I have a feeling you'll come back, because at some point, if you don't have faith, I never understand what you turn to in the hardest times of life. So just remember that. We like to sprinkle a lot of things in, and this is how we start your day. And I hope you come back tomorrow. Oh, speaking of faith, Reed Lowe, former St. Louis Blues enforcer, he's coming back. We haven't seen him in about a year. He's coming back, and he'll be in the blue chair tomorrow. Big, boisterous, loud, funny, but so devoted to his faith. And he's going to talk about that walk and a new podcast, by the way, that he has coming up. Can't wait to have him on. Yoro Newson, make sure you follow her online, as well as Ty Davis and Jasmine Stocking. All of them, I highly encourage you to come out to their big event. I love you, my friend. I'm so glad we reconnected. I will be following all of you. Can't wait to get to your restaurants, to listen to your music, to see your garments. It's going to be an amazing time. And to all of you, dream big. Again, remember, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't let anybody squash those dreams. And when you get to where you are, remember to humble yourself. Let them watch you while you're cooking. Let them. All of that. But remember, before you are anything, be kind. God bless you all and have a beautiful day.